Hello, my name is Tekia McNeil. I am a mother of five, and I was a full-time student as well as held down a full-time job. How did I make that happen? And I bet you're asking. Yeah, miracles. I actually have some advice on how to make that happen. I actually have some advice with regard to work life and the family balance, especially when it comes to those mothers who are hustlers and ready to go to school and try to, finish their degree or start it. For me, I had never started, so I had to start from the bottom basement. So I have some great ideas. I love to share that information with you. Let me tell you a few things. First, take a breather because you just sent your kids off to school. Most schools started already, so congratulations, they are finally out of the house. But I do know that it's only for a couple hours. Between that time, you got to get ready for them to come home. Aside from that, you may still be trying to transition back into the office. This is all new territory for us all, so we are trying to figure out how to make that happen. But I think that some of the things that I have, that advice that I may bring to you, there may be one or two things that trigger for you and your family. So I'd love to open up the door and open up the platform so we can talk about some of those things. I, again, had 5 children and I attended school full time. Now I did go one night per week, and at one point when I started, it was during the week, which was terrible for me. I actually set it up so that I could start going to school on Saturday mornings from 8 to 12. And that worked out a whole lot better for me because most of the kids slept in, and by the time I got home, they'd only been up for like maybe a couple of hours, so it worked out. For you, it may be that one late night per week that you're coming straight to the classroom, or maybe going straight to your office at home to get on the computer for an online program. So either way, you have to manage, the child has to manage without having your full attention. So my thought process is running your household exactly the way you run your office has got to be the best plan. You have delegation, you have communication, you have trust within the household. You also have those things hopefully in your office. So running them can be very similar. You just have to decide who's your household manager, who is your household secretary, who's going to make the household continue to run while in your absence. And sometimes it's not always the mom, it could be dad too. So it's okay, it doesn't matter if it's your husband or wife or a partner. The plan is to manage your children's lives while you're not there, while still instilling great values and teaching them independence. A lot of us get a little freaked out because we got to realize, oh my God, my baby one day might be moving out. But the truth of the matter is, one day your baby is going to move out. And you want to hope and make sure that you've given them enough resources while they're in your household to be productive adults. Some of those things are responsibility, they are communication, and they are trust. That is how they're going to have to manage with their spouse or partner, and they need to have that same teaching from you. How do you do that? Everybody wonders, you have to give your kids some responsibility. So one of the things I want to make sure we point out is to get that responsibility, you have to delegate. So you have to find something that your kid can do that gives them a responsibility or a sense of worth in the household. Mom's out working, dad's out working, everybody's out working, your kids at school. A lot of times I would refer to my kids as going to work too, because they need to understand that school's not just playtime. You need to go in there and work. I'm working hard, you work hard, so that we can come together and make the family great. So the plan is to make sure that we are building independent children, whether they're planning on going to college at 18 or not. They still have to learn how to have a great work ethic, as well as be responsible for whatever they sign up for. And all those things and skills come from you. So it's our responsibility to teach those. So let's do it. So let's start off with some simple things. Let's say you only have one kid, and this kid has no responsibilities in the household. He's 8, 9 years old. He doesn't take the trash out or does anything. We've already taught him at this point that he doesn't have to do anything. Not a good look for a husband or a wife or whatever he or she plans to be. The plan is to make them a productive household member as well as a great adult. So what do you got to do? You're going to have to give them something. So let's say you have to sweep the front porch every morning or after homework every day. You got at least one chore. Not necessarily for money, but it could be for anything. It could be for time outside or video game time, or an extra 30 minutes when they're supposed to go to bed, which is very important. Please set bedtimes for your children. The work-life family balance does not work when your kid is tired. He can't go to work tired, go to school tired. He's not going to be a productive student. And you won't be a productive person because you're trying to figure out why the teacher's calling because your kid's falling asleep. So it's very, very important that everybody have a great bedtime. So for my kids, for example, all of my kids went to bed at 8 o'clock during the week. Friday night was late night. I thought Friday 8 o'clock was great because I get off at 5, I make dinner, we talk for an hour. By the time I'm driving home, they've been home for 2 hours. Hopefully homework's done so I have time at 8 p.m. to go over their homework after everybody's asleep or everybody's in bed. I can leave notes in the morning, or if there's something that we need to discuss right now, they can stay up and talk. But now you're only looking at between 8 and 9 as your kids going to bed. You have to manage that because those quality times not just good for them, but if you're in a relationship, you need time just alone with your partner. And that's very important in the work-life family balance. You've got to spend time together, even if it's just that one last hour before you both fall asleep in each other's arms. It's important. The whole household rides on the relationship that you have. And if you don't have one, that's fine too. Being single, you still need that quiet time. It just makes sense. So what did we learn already? We learned that we need to delegate, give our kids some type of household chore that makes them a part of the household process. And we also learned that having a bedtime is crucial, and how to stay happy in your relationship. Spending time, that extra time, is not just for the kids, it's not just for you, but it's for you guys as a whole. That way, you make it for a better week. Having those bedtimes works out. We'll talk again next week.